Welcome back. We got some interesting parts coming thanks to a YouTube commenter. Thank you very much for commenting on this and pointing out where we could find the Strut Rod Bushings. Strut Rod, yep. I was calling them a locator arm. I didn't know what the heck they were called, but we had some guy point out, hey, you can get those bushings from OPGI. Now, these are rare parts, and had I thought about it, I should have looked at rare parts and OPGI a little bit more closely. But either way, we got the parts that we need to change off the bushings for the strut rod. Now this is going to be pretty easy. There's two 3/4 inch bolts that come up from the bottom of the A-arm. We loosen those, just hit them with an impact. And the one on the front, without looking at it a little bit more closely, I'm betting we can just impact it straight off. And we'll get them wire wheeled, painted up. We'll put these guys in place because I'm pretty sure the original bushings are in extremely sad shape. But we'll show you that when they come out. In the short term, let's get some things free. All right, so this view should look at least a little familiar. To get the strut bar off, we've got two 3/4 inch nuts and bolts on the control arm. And then up here, not enough room to get an impact in. Not sure what size those are. Probably 3/4, maybe 13/16 or 7/8. Anyways, those got to come off by hand. So for the short term, let's just get those guys free that we know we can get easily, and we'll come back and knock this guy free by hand. So let's cut to the time lapse. We'll get both of them off at the same time. I'll keep them labeled side specific, get them wire wheeled and painted in one shot, so that way we have the least amount of downtime possible on this. Let's get moving. All right, so we've got a problem. I am moving that nut counterclockwise, and it spins, but it doesn't come down the thread. So something is creamed somewhere in this area. I'm just going to grab the Dremel and a carbide bit, and we're going to cut that nut off. I'll get another one soon. But, let's at least figure out what's going on here. We'll get it off. Okay, I got the strut rods off. There's what the culprit was. I don't know if I can get another one of these, but short term, my fix is a stack of washers to get past that. Right or wrong, we can do that, we can get by. It was double nutted originally. It had the stress prevailing nuts. The strut rods are painted. Here's the new bushings for the strut rods. This is from Rare Parts. We purchased these from Original Parts Group, OPGI. Anyways, that's the new bushing set. That's what they look like. Let's get these guys back in place and continue onward. Let's talk about this. We're in some very, very tight confines. I've got a ratchet strap going back to a point on the frame. What that's doing is pulling the lower control arm backwards. So that way I can get the strut rod bolt to line up. Now I'm going to put a few turns on that guy so that way I can get it to suck down just a little bit to get the front bolt put into place. More to follow. Okay, so using the tie-down trick, we got the control arm pulled backwards toward the back of the car, so that way I could get the strut rod bolted up at the control arm side. Now that does a couple of nice things for me. This is the side that has those creamed threads. and I got to put a stack of washers on it, that helps force the strut rod forward into its pocket. So now I'm going to grab a stack of washers, we're going to loosen this guy up, and then we're going to tighten it back down with a stack of washers in place. I think it's going to work okay. It may not be perfectly ideal, but if I really wanted to, I could take a couple of small drill bits and cross drill it and put a cotter pin in it so that way it doesn't go anywhere. The alternative is to grab a castle nut, which I don't have, but I can get easily. Let's at least get it tightened up, see how we like it, and we'll go from there. So this is how it ended up. The kit came with a washer, the big washer for the front, a couple of little washers, which are supposed to go on the back side, but the strut rod on this one, it's welded into place. So, free big washers. So I stacked the big washer, the two small washers, and added one more washer because it felt like it needed it, and then the nut. And to me, my eyeball says that largely has the same, state as that guy there, right there. So I think we're good. We're going to end this one off here. Strut rods are complete. Next time, we're going to take care of a whole bunch of the little odds and ends that just, take all your time. Oil change. We're going to change the ATF. We're going to put some new wheel bearings into place. The fiddly stuff. So, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time, and we're going to get even closer to getting this thing back on the road.